I think success should be measured by your happiness, not your pocketbook. You've got to figure out what makes you happy and how to turn that into a career. If you love the process and not the prize, you'll always win. In today's world of technology and medical breakthroughs, we're going to live 4 lives in the span of 1. I don't care if you're 16 or 66. It's never too late to chase your dream. Cool. Hey, thanks for joining me tonight on this episode of Coffee with Jake G. As you know, Coffee with Jake G is something brand new that we've started, and I just want to help people achieve their goals. And sometimes they don't know their goals, but they kind of have that dream established. And then the second thing we like to do is remove roadblocks that can get in people's way. And that's what tonight's episode is going to be about. So I hope you enjoy. Hey, before we get started tonight, click the share button. The more people that hear Lawrence's story tonight, the better it's going to be. Lawrence from Joplin, Missouri. Lawrence, how are you tonight?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Good. So, Lawrence, you reached out to me a week ago and didn't really give me a lot of background, but you told me that you were just signed up to be a sponsor through our Child Fund program, and you didn't necessarily have a wish, but you wanted to help other people, and you yourself actually had a couple of missions that you were after, and can you tell us a little bit about when you called last week, what you were going after?
I'm just trying to get my life together. I've had a rough life throughout my childhood. I deal with PTSD, and I'm trying to find the right job for myself, find a career, get my kids back in my life. I don't know.
Yeah, so that was the 2 things mainly. The job, you were looking for a job, you were looking to get your kids back in your life and trying to find out how to make that happen. And then you were also looking for a place to live. And you told me that you were on limited income because you're on disability. You have some
I'm trying to get off of that. I feel like I've been rehabilitated, like not rehabilitated, but I just want to be a productive citizen in society. Like disability, somebody else might be able to use those benefits.
Sure.
I've got kids that I just want to be a good father, a good citizen. I don't want to live that life anymore.
Yeah. So can you give us a little bit of background, Lawrence? Tell us kind of where life got off track for you, and kind of what you went through, and why you're in this position. Just a few weeks ago.
Are we recording right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Back when I was 18 years old, I had an apartment fire. It was my apartment. It was my first apartment, and my brother and sister passed away in it. It was a horrible experience. It left me with PTSD. It was like maybe 10 years. I kind of just started drinking, and I used that to self-medicate myself. I became an alcoholic, and I finally, here in the last 4 years, I've decided, I don't want that life anymore. I'm 30 years old, and it's time to get my act together. I was in jail for 18 months over 2 DUIs, and I thanked the sheriff after I got out of jail. He probably saved my life. I was on a destructive course in life, and he gave me a chance to make goals and reflect on myself. So jail does actually save lives. It's rehabilitation also.
Wow. So Lawrence, first let me just say that I'm incredibly sorry that you had to go through that. Like I'm almost just tearing up here right now. I can't imagine. At any age, I can't imagine going through that. And I think a lot of people listening tonight can relate to loss and can relate to trying to cope with alcohol. And but secondly, let me say, Lawrence, that I'm super proud of where you're at right now. And it's because a lot of people don't ever come back from that. You know what I mean?
I understand. Just meeting the right people, and I mean, peers of the community. You know, I'm introduced to the right people. I worked over at the senior center. I met a lot of good citizens there. Just, I don't know, I had a lot of help and a lot of push. You know, Raymond, I know you can do, and to help, I know you can do better. It's I mean, it's my life, and I make it what it is. You know, I'm working on my goals, and this COVID stuff really threw a wrench in my stuff.
Sure. What do you feel like was the turning point for you? Like, where, you know, some people talk about hitting rock bottom, or some people talk about like something just clicked with them and then all of a sudden they wanted to make that change. What was there, like one thing that kind of pulled you out of your addiction, or was it a process?
It was my kids.
Okay.
That loss that I had when I was 18, being an alcoholic, nobody wants to be around that person. Not that I was abusive or anything. It's just, it's not a good example for my kids.
Sure.
And I realized that, and I realized that then it never really became a problem of me, like, getting drunk and falling down. I was a productive alcoholic, but
right.
It wasn't the right thing to raise a family in. But like I said, I've realized this, and I'm trying to work on my, I just got out of Serenity House about a month ago, clean and sober living house, and I help the younger citizens get into the Serenity House, either that or, you know, some type of sober living CKF. Or
congratulations for that, Lawrence. I'm sure that wasn't easy. Yeah, no, it's okay. I mean, I know you want to downplay it, but what you're doing is what many people have tried to do and have failed over and over again. And you're starting even in the week last week when we first talked, and you really didn't even feel like you had a plan. You know, you were still looking for a place to live, and even in this past week, a lot of things have changed for you positively. You know, and I think a lot of that, just listening to you talk, man, my second compliment to you tonight is that you seem really genuine in what you want, yeah, and how you want to get there. So where do you feel like you're headed? Like, what's your next step? And if anybody out there tonight is listening and has either been in your situation or can help you, like, how can we help you, Lawrence?
I mean, I'm just trying to get my kids in my life. It's a process. It's going to have to go through court, family court. And actually, today, one of my exes reached out to me, and she's willing to start letting me see the kids. I have twins, actually, and it's pretty cool. That was a good feeling. We talked for maybe an hour or so, and that was awesome. I kind of reached out to her dad, and he reached out to her. It's just a process. You got to get your life right. Nobody wants a negative person, you know, somebody who drinks all the time around.
Sure. No, so you've established some communication there. That's definitely important. What do you think the next step is? Like, are you looking for an attorney? Are you looking for like a court advocate? Where do you think that's headed for you?
Just somebody who could file the paperwork would be awesome. I can represent myself in court and talk to a judge. I mean, I'm not going for full custody or anything. I'm just going for simple parenting time.
Sure.
It's any type of judge, you know, that that will look and see the father wants to be in their life, and he's a productive person, and he's working on his life, and I'm sure they would understand. It's just the paperwork, and I don't know. I don't know. It's just a process, I guess.
Yeah. Have you given yourself a timeline? Obviously you're making some major changes in your life this past few months. Do you have like a vision of how long, that obviously you're going to have to prove not only to your kids, but to your ex-wife, to the court, to a judge. You're going to have to show them how dedicated you are to this. Do you have Do you have any idea of what that timeline is? You know, is there a certain does there tend to be a certain guideline out there for times? Have you researched that at all?
I mean, I still have my rights. I haven't lost my rights.
Good.
It's not my ex that's doing this, that's keeping away. It's her boyfriend. He's kind of jealous, and he doesn't want. I don't know. He's, I guess, self-conscious about himself.
I got you.
So, like, we talked about it, and she said it would probably be best if I went through court. And I was kind of getting in the middle of the relationship. Me and my ex had a long relationship, and
sure.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm glad they're happy. I just want my kids in my life. I'm a part of the person. And I'm educated, and I want to teach my son, you know, how to work on stuff. As you know, the older generation taught me, not video games. And
yeah, absolutely. So if I'm just hearing you right, the first thing that would really help you, Lawrence, getting this process going is just someone that could maybe have some free legal advice, or could give you the right forms to file.
Right.
You know, like a petition for parenting time and stuff like that. So if anybody's listening or watching tonight and you have experience in this, please reach out to me. Of course, we've changed Lawrence's real name to protect his identity, and we're going to do that routinely on these podcasts when we're dealing with sensitive issues. So if you have experience in that field, please reach out to me, and then we'll get you in touch with Lawrence, and you can help. And Lawrence, the second thing that you talked about was and you already found a place to live, right? And so the next step for you is to get off disability, because that's a PTSD disability, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
With my kids, when my ex took my kids, it brought up that PTSD again. I overcame with my brother and sister, and about 4 years ago, when it was a big story, it's really personal. I don't want to get involved with it.
Sure.
I guess the traumatic event, like, I don't know, it just kind of came back up. I'm like I said, I'm just trying to overcome that. It doesn't really affect me much anymore. I'm living a very
So you're eager to get back in the workforce, and so getting a job and being able to establish that security is probably your second biggest.
Oh yeah,
and actually,
awesome.
That's probably going to help you achieve goal number one, which is, you know, getting access and visitation back with your kids and becoming part of their life as it goes through there. So we would highly encourage anyone that is hiring out there in the Kansas area, and especially the central Kansas area, to reach out to me as well and see what we can come up with to help Lawrence. But
I mean, really, just a legal representative that would want to do pro bono. I might even be able to, when I do start like a full-time job, I'm looking for full-time and part-time, because part-time is going to be like for my child support. I have 4 kids, so full-time would be for my living. I do work. I do a lot of voluntary work out in the community, so I mean, it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just like a legal representative that might help me get my driver's license filled out too.
Sure.
I mean, like I said, I could pay $200-$300 and like maybe hourly, I guess. I don't know, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that's good. So, Lawrence, you talked about having some goals, and you had like a 1 year and a 3 year and a 5 year plan. Would you mind sharing those with us tonight? Because I think that will help encourage other people when they hear your story and see where you've came from and where you're at now and where you're going. Because obviously you've decided to make a change, and you have made a change. And we're here to be on this journey with you. So can you share those goals with us tonight?
As like days go by, you know, you make small goals day by day. You know, you don't write those down, but maybe like goals. I have a 1 year goals. Get my driver's license, find a place to rent, get my kids back in my life, find a job, look for a career, a job that just support me while I'm looking for a career.
Okay.
I'm working on my GED.
you're cutting out on us a little bit, Lawrence. But just to,
I'm sorry.
no, that's okay. That's better. You're back. You're back. So your major goals right now is to get your driver's license back. And boy, I think a lot of people can relate to that. That kind of goes hand in hand with some of the struggles that have been there, and getting a job, and just basically establishing some security and some productivity, so that all these things will flood back in for you. I think, let me commend you that you've taken time to sit down and do those goals, because goals are it's kind of like that saying, if you don't know your destination, you're never going to get a plan to go there, and having some goals and stuff is like that. So again, Lawrence, I just want to compliment you. You're working hard, even in the week that we've talked before. Things have started to fall in motion solely because of your dedication and deciding that you wanted to make a change. That was number one. And I made a post earlier today on social media about the only way you fail, or the number one reason you fail, is that you don't try. And you may have some setbacks, Lawrence. You may have some fails, but if you keep trying, you get back up, and you keep pressing forward, you're gonna get this. And what I love most about Country Music Nation, Lawrence, is that we've got people out there that are super eager to help. I know that you have signed up to become a sponsor there on the Child Fund program, and just watching that 50 Gifts 50 Wish program, watching Country Music Nation step up and help us find air conditioners and computers. And so I'm highly confident that there's someone out there tonight watching this podcast or this video cast, listening to this podcast, who is going to have either some legal knowledge or some access to forms that you can start filling out and you can get filed. I'm pretty encouraged by what I've heard tonight, that things are going to continue to move in the right direction for you. So if you're listening out there or you're watching tonight and you do have some knowledge of this area, please reach out to me, and we would love to continue to help Lawrence and in this journey to make changes in his life, and changes that are going to be good for him and his family as it goes through there. So, Lawrence, do you have any other things that you'd like to ask us tonight?
Yeah, I would like to address something. One of your songs, it was a country music song. How I became acquainted with you. Sure. One of my friends, we were sitting at McDonald's and I was having coffee. It was actually in a homeless shelter then. All this Corona stuff just kind of threw a wrench in everything. Nobody was renting, nobody was hiring, so that's where I ended up at. And I was sitting there having coffee at McDonald's, and one of my friends kind of reached over. She seen I was pretty down, I was depressed, and nothing was going right. She let me hear one of your songs. It's the story of your tattoo.
Yeah.
That song really it really hit me in the heart. Like I started tearing up, and I looked at my friend there, and I don't know, she knew the right song to, I don't know, I actually have tattoos up my arm, so it's kind of
Sure. Yeah.
It really touched me. That's
I appreciate
a really good song.
I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, to know that I mean, we all know that music can affect people, but to have a, for me, that's an important song. We try to do that at every show we do, because the meaning behind it is so vital and important. So absolutely. Well, Lawrence, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm absolutely just eager to see where this thing goes for you, man. I know that you're genuine in this, and I know you've already made just tremendous steps. So I'm highly encouraged, man, and I want to continue to encourage you. And reach out anytime that you need something, you need encouragement, or you need something. And again, Country Music Nation, if you can help Lawrence in legal aid or forms or advice or anything like that to help get this ball rolling for him a little bit, he's a hardworking dude, man, and you're doing great. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight, Lawrence, and we wish you the best. And I hope this podcast and video cast inspires other people to do the same.
I appreciate you.
You bet. So thanks again for joining us tonight with Coffee with Jake G. And we talked a lot with Lawrence tonight about just his journey and where he wants to go. And if you can help him in any way, please reach out to me. We'll get you in touch with him. I'd greatly appreciate it. Lawrence was so generous, and he's so limited in his finances right now, but he latched on to our Child Fund program. And if you have not looked at our Child Fund program, man, it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. $36 a month, and you become best friends with these youngsters all across the world, U.S., international, you name it. You can pick the country where you want to sponsor. It's blessed my life. I think we're at, I don't know, 52 or 53 now. My goal was 50, and we just started over because I love it so much. We try to grant wishes and gift the people who sponsor, so that we're helping not only the kids, but I'm also helping you, Country Music Nation. So I'll put the link here at the end of the video, and if you can help sponsor a child, I'd super love it. But more importantly, share this message tonight. There are people who have been where Lawrence is at and can help him, and there are people who are at the point and before where Lawrence was at. And he talked a little bit tonight about his turning point. For him, it was his kids. And sometimes it's really important to remind people that they are important, and they have people in their life that are going to depend on them and care and love them. So please share this video, and maybe we can help change some lives before they get to this point again. Thanks.